Hello team, welcome back. Day 2 for our Selenium training. We're going to pick up speed today and we're going to go faster. All right. So yesterday we played around a little bit and we created a scenario, right? Did we create one scenario or a test case that we call? Did we do that, team? And we said we're going to put it into this template and we said what are the steps? And we also spoke about the fact that how do automation tools work? They're like robots, team. Once again, they're exactly like robots. They have no intelligence by themselves. They're absolutely stupid. But what they win or what they do to make it really interesting is the fact that these three words. First is the E. How many of you know how to complete the rest? Yep. Remember this, team. Never forget. If you're an automation engineer, just take this three words and stick with it. E stands for efficiency, R for reusability, A for accuracy. And when you have a question about why is Selenium behaving so or a QTP tool is behaving so, remember these factors and look at any automation industry like a car manufacturing, like Tesla manufacturing or an iPhone manufacturing and so on. A real automation industry where production is done not all by just humans but also the robots which are actually helping in the construction of building a product, right? All they're looking is efficiency. That's the first thing. Why is it called efficiency, team? It's called efficiency because if a manual activity takes, let's say, 10 hours, the automation activity should take how many hours, team? Maybe 1 hour. That's where you get, it can't take zero, it'll take some number. So that's where we are saving time. Is that the only efficiency improvement? Another thing is, let's say manual is using certain resources. It says using, let's say 5 resources. When we talk about resources, systems, CPU time, servers, and so on. Automation then should use lesser than that. This efficiency improvement is what is very critical, team. The second aspect is reusability. You don't make an automotive factory or a manufacturing plant to build anything one time. You're going to continue to reuse it over and over again. So why? Because the initial investment, the initial effort that is put in, the money that is put in to build that entire automation plant is going to be heavy. And the ROI, what is ROI, team? Who does not know what is ROI? And absolutely fine if you're not aware, because we are here to learn each of these things. And you are going to talk about everything that we do out in front of our customers when you go forward from there. So most of you, okay, and absolutely fine. I'm very happy when I have someone very honestly saying what they know and what they don't know. All right. ROI is return on investment, not return of investment. It's not incorrect, but it's basically called return on investment. I put some $100 today. I want to get $200. That's my expectation. So when you go and put some money into the financial markets, you put $100. What do you expect? You expect to get $200, correct? Do you always get, team, the return on investment? No. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Because to build an automation project or a framework can take anywhere between 3 to 12 months. And then you'll start being able to utilize it. So if we don't go and approach it the right way, all that return on investment is wiped out, clean. You cannot do anything anymore. So this reusability is very critical, team. You have to focus on it. Am I going to reuse it? Is it a one-time thing? If it's not going to be reused, there's no point too much in automating it. All right. What is the last one? A. Yes, team. It's accuracy. And why is accuracy so important? Accuracy is very critical because end of the day, even if I have efficiency improvement and reusability, if it does not have accuracy, how will I have trust and confidence that it will do something? Very quickly we'll jump back and say, you know what, this framework, this automation suite is absolutely bogus. It's a waste of time. Let's go back and do it manually. These are the three areas where people will tend to go back to manual testing after evaluating automation and say, you know what, it's not fit for us. Sorry. All right. So always remember these three at the back of your mind. Always, everyone. Okay. Now, yesterday we started working with Selenium IDE, right? Before I get there, I want to quickly introduce you to someone. Satinder Pal, a great friend of mine, is here today. He's one of our JPAC members, and he wanted to meet me and spend some time in person. So he came over. So both of us were sitting in my garage, and one of the first students was sitting in front of me and going through this training today. He wanted more of to discuss and evaluate what next steps from a career perspective. I said, come over. And team, it's an open invitation for anyone who lives in Los Angeles to feel free to come around this time. And I live in Woodland Hills. You're always welcome to come over and sit by me, and we can take this together as well. All right. Thank you, Satindra, for coming.
Thank you for inviting.
All right. So now we have Geico, right? This is the app that we're working on, and we have IDE. I've kept both of them together. So what did we do yesterday, team? If you notice, we did primarily record and run. Was that correct? Now, ask yourself this question. And if someone does not know this answer, please say, I don't know in the chat. But a very critical question I'm going to ask. Does the industry expect you to be a good Selenium IDE developer? Does it expect you to be? Is that what they want? Everyone has given me the right answer so far, and the answer is absolutely no. Just overview of IDE, Selenium IDE. Why? Are they looking for Selenium WebDriver skills? Yes. Are they looking for programming skills? Yes. They are basically looking for, let me create a day 2. They're looking for Selenium developers team. Now, believe me when I say this, I don't care if you are the best English speaking person, if you're the best dressed professional, or if you have some, amazing networking skill. Are you a Selenium developer or not? That is it. They're not looking for test engineers or QA. Selenium developers is the word team. So your skill on automation, frameworks, coding, etc., and overall implementation, this is what they're looking at. All right, and that is where we will focus on. So we have Selenium IDE. 1 second, team. Sorry, team, I'm back. So Selenium IDE, there are two ways, team. We can, one, record and run the tests, or we can write and run the tests, and we can write and export the tests, and we can use this to do element identification and verification. Sorry team, yeah, I muted myself. My son was really very loud in the background. All right. Now, what did we do yesterday, team? Is this not what we did? Yes. Is this not what we did? Now, today, we're going to write and run our test, team. We're going to write and run our own test. So the one which we created yesterday, I accidentally forgot to save it. And I don't bother, team. I'm usually very, very careful because I know when we build something, it takes a lot of time and effort, but I accidentally lost it. Now, can we replicate the same by not doing a record anymore, by unclicking this and repeat it out here? First thing you want to do, go to properties, change the name of that test case. Now, sorry team, I'm facing some kind of an allergies out here. What is the first thing that we do, everyone? What is the first command that happens? We have to open the browser if it is not there, or we have to go to that website, navigate to the website. What is the command for it? How do we know it's open? Only two ways, team. Either I told you or you explored and you learned. That's it. There's no other thing that you require. What comes in target then? Why forward slash? What does it mean? There's something called as a base URL. We'll work on that. Okay. Now, what happened? What is this? It's not going away. I clicked on something and pop-up came. It never went back. Okay. Now, whenever you have a question around these or anything that we do in the future, do a record and see what it does. Learn it through it, explore and learn it. Or as I teach, let's keep going. What's the next step, team? Let's look at the steps here and try and replicate this. Enter a zip code. Now, to enter a zip code, we need to know what to enter, where to enter. The action is here. I need to send keys. Is that the correct method? Command for the next step, send keys. Oh, send keys is there. Type. I don't know when they came up with send keys. Now, what does type do, team? Look at the reference in your IDE as you do this. It will give you an English-like definition. Sets the value of an input field as though you typed it in. That's what it does. What does send keys do? Simulates keystroke events on the specified element as though you type the value key by key. It's almost very similar, but there should be some kind of a difference. Am I worried about it? What is the difference between type and send keys? There is a reference here. And believe me, team, I'm not worried. I'll tell you why. Because when we go to WebDriver, which we'll focus on, this will become send keys automatically. But we saw it as type yesterday. But in fact, if I were you, what I would do is I would look at this differentiation very quickly, which forces the specified value into the page directly. This command will not replace the existing content. Oh, if you want to replace the existing contents, you need to use the simple type command to set the values. I see. Send keys is not going to overwrite. That's what it's saying, team. It's also bound by the limitations of real user, like not being able to type into invisible or read-only elements. So that's what send keys does. Type will overwrite, send keys will not overwrite. Doesn't matter. I'm not even worried. So now, where do we send it? Visually out here. How do we identify this, team? So there comes our section of element identification. I'm going to show you only few methods right now, but I will give you access to the videos that I want you to watch, team, through which you will you'll master this. Is element identification important, everyone? It is one of the most important things. Absolutely, no doubt. Second question, is it tough for you right now or not to do element identification? As of now, little bit tough for me, not for me. If third party, I'm talking about element identification through Selenium IDE team. XPath is tough. Um, what else is tough, team? All right, let's see. Methods to identify elements. Now, let's go back to our storytelling. How do we identify a human? Like I told you, remember? If I know for sure that I need to identify someone in my class right now, I use the first name, last name, right? Let's say accidentally there's someone with the same first name, last name, which was very generic, and because there are hundreds of students in it, then what do? I will use email, and that's fine, right? I've identified it. Now let us say the government has to do it. They don't want to trust on them because they're third party. Then they'll say, I need a social security number. Let's say you want to be identified internationally for some specific purpose. Then we talk about a DNA test, right? Or dental records and fingerprints and so on, right, team? So these are the different ways that you can identify depending on the need. Now, same way to identify elements in our web applications. Does Selenium do anything except for web applications? Selenium works only for web applications, or does it do anything else? There are two types of applications, teams. Only two types primarily that you got to remember. There is a client server that we call. What is the difference, team? Can you tell me? Because these are important basics, fundamentals. Client server and web applications. What are the differences? Client server you install on your local machine and you work with it. How about web application? You open it through a browser. That's it. You don't need to know anything else. Now it could be a standalone application sitting on your local machine, or it could be interacting over the internet. That's fine. If you're installing something on your machine and opening it, then it's a client server. Sorry guys. But if you are opening anything through a web application or a browser, it becomes a web application. Now, Selenium handles which one? Only web application. Why? Why were they so stupid? Why are they saying client server no? Why, team? Almost 10 years back, correct? It's not about open source at all, team. It's got nothing to do with it being open source. Because everything's going to go on the web. It's all going to be cloud. All cloud, right? Anything that you open using the World Wide Web, it's on the cloud. All applications will go over the cloud eventually. And they didn't really want to fix a solution for everything in this world, but primarily where the world is going, they wanted to create something that will work there. All right. Now, let's go back. What are the different types of elements that we find in a web application in a browser? Can you name them? When you see a website, what are all the different things that you find? Listen, you're jumping. You are trying to assume. This is not being a good listener. I'm getting all incorrect answers. I'm getting ID, name, class, XPath, CSS. Did I ask you that, guys? Focus, be a good listener. What am I asking you? What are the different types of things or items or elements you find in a web application? Okay, this is where we're making a mistake of not answering correctly. You're trying to jump. Yes, you'll find buttons, you'll find text fields and text area also, bigger ones, images, you'll find links, you'll find radio / checkbox. What else? Text area. You also have input fields. Yeah, drop down list. What else? What did we miss? Web tables, okay. But again, web tables is just a container. Something will be there inside. There could be a button inside, image inside, text inside, radio, anything. Menu bar, correct, but menu bar is again there. A video, yes. Labels is text. Mouse actions, no. Okay, those are activities. Now, these are the different web element types, team. Now, to identify them, Selenium has given us a few ways. First thing, look at the HTML code. Why Selenium looks into the HTML code? We also call that as DOM. And it basically right clicks. It doesn't right click, but it basically looks at, you right click and say view page source, the entire HTML code. This is what it is interested in. It does not want anything else. Yes, PDF reader, file uploads, a lot of other things that we can find in a web application, just putting the most common ones. All right. When it looks at this, everything is built on something called as HTML tags. You need to master this, team. What is the specific code for each element? Now, what are we interested in finding for the application, for the automation tool, so that we can teach it? The zip code field, right? Have we installed Firebug, everyone? Did I show you yesterday how to do it? So go to getfirebug.com and say install Firebug. Okay. It is an add-on to your Firefox and it will start working easily. Once you do it, all you need to do is right click and say inspect element with Firebug. When I can see the whole source, why do I need to inspect one element? Because I want focus. I want to exactly know what it is, where is it, and get the code for it. This is too much, right? I have to go and search for this everywhere. It's not going to be easy. That's one of the great features that Firebug gives you easily. So now this highlighted text gives us the entire thing. What type of an object is this zip code or element? When I say element or object, team, are the small components that are contained in any web application, like buttons, text, drop downs, edit fields, links, all those things we wrote. What type is it? It is a input field or a text box. Okay, either is fine. It's a text field, text box, or input box. All right, it's basically more of input, team. Text you can also say, what is this then, more than just car insurance? It's a text, right? Or select a different insurance product. These are all text. So let's talk about this as an input field where you type in something. Now, your duty is to absolutely master a few things here. Do I want you to be an HTML developer? No. Do we expect from the industry that you know decent HTML, and what is it? What are things? Yes. Now, how do you learn? Very simple. Go to w3schools.com, pick up HTML and do it self. You don't need anything more than that. It is an absolute simple thing. Very, very interesting. This is one of the first things I would love to teach if I create a software development institute team. Start with HTML. That is, Code Academy is good too, is what I'm getting from Kelly. So maybe you should consult that. I also have some videos, but it's going to be longer learning. I would suggest go through this quick things for reference or use it as and when. Now, in our code, when you look at this, this is a code that represents that object. Now, if I go here and change anything, like see, area label is zip code is there, right? What if I say zip of the place? What will it do? No, it's not changing anything. It's not. I thought it will change it here, but it's not doing it for this team. It's just a label for this that it put. But primarily, you can change anything out here and it will change on the application as well. Okay. Can you see this button start code? Same thing. Right click, inspect element with Firebug, you get the entire thing. Now do you notice there's a plus here? You can expand to get any information. Now I'm copying this entire thing and I'll tell you why. Now what type of an element is this? Oh, I didn't get it. Inspect element with Firebug, expand this, get the whole thing, Control C. What is this element? What is start code team, everyone? As you see as a human, what is it? It is a button, correct? But when the HTML code is looked at using Firebug, Selenium will treat it and see it as a link. This is a hyperlink team. It is a clickable link. It is not at all a button. Then how did we get fooled to say that it's a button? The look and feel of it, which is done by something called a CSS, which is cascading style sheet, makes it like that. It has given it a background, it has given it a color and so on. So I can go to that specific style here. It is all the style that is saying what should be the background, how thick it should be, and so on. See, this is the background color. I change this to, let's say, some other color. Oops, it went away. Where is it? Don't do that. Let me reload. Now do note team, when I'm doing it, am I doing it on the geico.com? I'm teaching so many fundamentals, right? Do you think it's all this is necessary for each of you? Or it's not needed what I'm teaching you right now? A lot of times I see that I love people who have the basics and the fundamentals are there. If it's not there, it's a problem. Cloud, right? A bad diagram of a cloud. What does it have? Servers, where your applications are hosted. Then you have the local machines or users or clients. So when you say that in my browser here, I want to get geico.com, you go and say geico.com. All this gets downloaded onto your machine. The whole page is there. Always remember team, you're not doing anything on the server. A version comes to your system and it gets downloaded. You're seeing a downloaded version of it. And this downloaded version of it will give you the ability to look at what is there. Now you make any change here. You change here. Will it change in the server? No, it won't. It will only change it here. So all these changes that I'm talking about right now is done here. Anytime I need the actual live version, I refresh the browser. It's connected to the internet and I'm getting it back. Fair enough. Now we have two types of elements here, team. First, this is a text field or an input field. How do we know this? By looking at what is called as the HTML tag. The first word that comes after the less than symbol is the HTML tag. Period. Okay? Simplest way. It basically describes about the element. Alright? Fair enough, everyone? That's number one rule. Remember this. The second thing is attributes and attribute values. Names and values. Attribute is like a description. Now let's say I have a car. Remember I told you yesterday, I have two things. One is used to describe an object. The other is used to identify. To identify my car, I can use a license plate number, a VIN number, and so on. But if I want to describe it, I will say the color, the make, the model, and the location where it is parked, and so on. Correct? So these are basically called attributes. So color is an attribute. What is the value of it? Let us say it is blue. Make is an attribute. The value of it is, let's say it's a BMW. Model is an attribute. Let's say it's 750 Li. All right, location attribute. Where is it located? Home or parked. Now, you change on any of these things, team, in here. Will the whole object change? Actually, it will, right? The look and feel, everything is going to change. If I change the color, it looks totally different now. If I change BMW to Porsche, for example, everything is changed. So these are the defining factors of how that specific object in real life will look. Sorry, everyone. Now, in the same, in our virtual world of websites and so on, the attributes and name and values will define everything. So it's very simple. Anything after the HTML tag that has the format XYZ equals ABC are the attributes. All right. Attribute name equals XYZ. Attribute value equals ABC. All right. Now, do remember, team, this is absolutely easy if you keep it easy. It is complicated if you keep it complicated. So you have to keep it absolutely simple and easy. There's no complexity into this. Now, for the first element out here, this is a hyperlink. Okay, for the first element out here, you tell me and help me. Okay, let me take this down. Sorry, I hate to cough into a mic, but it's just come. You tell me what are the attribute names. So I want three things, team. HTML tag, what is it? Then I want attribute name and an attribute value. Do this, team, at your end. I'll do it at my end. Write it. I'm gonna pause my screen and I will do it at my end. I'm typing it so you can't see anything because I'm asking you to do it at your end. Don't be in a hurry to answer. Okay. Focus on doing it the right way. Speed and efficiency should be achieved later. First are quality and how we do things is most important. On keep this. Keep this. Okay, I'm done. Are you done at your end, everyone? For the first one? Haha, smart. One of the persons just took the HTML tag away and copy pasted this. Perfect. Absolutely. Why not? That's right. Smart of you, Indu. All right, team. So it's not a rocket science at all, correct? Now, attribute name, attribute value. ID is zip, placeholder is zip code, and so on. Now, what are the methods Selenium understands? The first thing that Selenium can look at are ID or name attributes. Second is link text or partial link text. Link text, partial link text. What else is there? CSS / class name. XPath. Anything else that I missed out? Anything that I missed out, team? I put in a partial link text. I think I have them all. I don't think we missed anything specifically. All right. Now, this is the main methods team. It looks for the ID or name. Does our first field have an ID or name? Oh, team, and remind me, I have to talk about the AACT members for you, the free training project work. I have to give you some updates. I'm going to do that. So does it have an ID or name? Perfect. Very simple. Open up Geico, the application, open up the IDE, and we can explore it now. So in here, I need to send keys into this specific field. Right, everyone? Now, let's put in target ID equals, what is the value here? Zip. And say find. It should be able to blink out here. Is it doing it, team? Yes or no? Say find. The way you find, make sure, is by clicking on log and seeing. If log is not giving you any error, that means it is able to find it in the application. Why is it not finding? Maybe it is not unique. Do I need codes? No, I don't need codes. Okay, how do I make sure? Just do a simple record and write some number here and go next. Now do you see what we got? What is it, team? Oh, ID is up lower cases, correct? And say find. Is it finding? How can I know if it's finding or not? Go back to the log, clear it again and say find. Why is it still not finding? This is lower cases. Why am I taking so long to emphasize and stress this? Because this is the silliest mistakes people make. My name is Karthik. You can't write THICK or THEEK or put a lower case in front. Not accepted. The same thing is with element identification. Perfect, everyone? Makes sense? It is absolutely case sensitive. Do not play around with it. So delete this. Stop recording. Send keys ID equal to zip. Is it done? So the where aspect of automation is done. What should we do? We want to put a value in there. What is the value? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did I type? All right. Now, if you have a question, run it and see. There you go. All right. Now, what's the next one? You can also do this using name. Is there a name attribute here? What is the value? Zip. So now go back here and say name equals, let's try with an uppercase, zip. Find. It finds it. Actually, I would not risk anything. Always keep it sensible, team. Name is zip. All right, so you're able to find it like this. So ID or name, if it is there, just put that. That is the first method. Okay, and the way we do it is ID equals attribute value. ID slash name. One of these. Now, the other ways you can do it is by using a combination of this, and we'll come back to it. Don't worry. Now, how about this hyperlink? Same way, we have attributes and names. So this button, if you need to click on it, it's a link now. So almost everything is same. What is the HTML tag for this element, team? Can you all tell me? What is the HTML tag for what you see? My focus is only towards wrong answers. It's not link, it's not anchor tag, it is not ID, it is not input, its link is incorrect. There is only one answer to my question. What is the HTML tag for this element? There is a specific value to it. It's like, I'm asking what's your name and you're saying that I'm a girl. That's the answer that you're giving me. ID equals submit. Guys, come on, listen carefully. Why are you being in such a hurry? I am being patient as a trainer. Why are you in a hurry as a student? There is only one answer to it, and it is the first word or character that starts after the less than symbol. It is A. That is it. Anchor text, link, hyperlink. No, none of that is relevant. Can you all hear me okay, team? Okay, thank you. So now attribute name is ID is submit button. Placeholder, nothing here. But there is another one called class. Is this value. See how we're doing, team? So systematically, right? When we approach anything in such a systematic manner, the chances of you making an error will get heavily minimized, team. See, whatever is within the quotes, take the whole thing. Hey, the brackets here, semicolons here, that's not your job. Your job is to act and think like a robot. href is found, role, submit, and so on. Okay, now, how do we identify this? Next one. What do we do? What is the method that we perform on this button or link, team? We click on it. And then there is click is there. Clicks a link button, checkbox, or radio button. Or there is also click and wait. What is the difference? In click and wait, if the click action causes a new page to load, like a link usually does, call wait for page to load after this. Forget all this. I don't focus too much. Just click and wait is the method that we need to use. And I'll say ID equals, what's that? Submit button. It's a find. Is it found? Two ways to confirm. One, it is blinking on the website. Keep the website open. Second, there is nothing coming in the log. Sorry. You make a mistake here and say find. You'll see the log coming, nothing blinking. That's your indication. Now, have you all mastered element identification, at least till what we learned? Now, let's try another link. Can anyone show me a link here? Is find an agent near you a link? Not sure. Right click, inspect element with Firebug. Is this a link, team? Remind me on this, team. Very important update on this that I need to give after this. Now submit button. Gee, what happened? You didn't copy the whole thing. Control C. Okay. Is this a link? Yes. How do we know? Because of this. Now I can say the link text is this: find an agent near you. After the greater than and before the end of HTML tag. Basically, HTML tag starts with this, team. HTML tag and then attribute name equals attribute value, and you can repeat this multiple times. End of put end of the tag. You can put something out here and then slash or slash HTML tag. It's like ending it, start of it and end of it, and that's where you need to spend a little time and get the HTML idea, team. Now this is the text for it. I copy this text and I put it here, get my application in front of me, and I say link equals, I don't know. I don't even know. Oh, there you go. Find an agent near you. Log, no red lines. This is blinking. That's it. So, and there's a partial link text also that we will get to when we do WebDriver too. So the few most popular ways of identifying is done. Okay. Now, should I teach you XPath quickly? XPath is very easy, team. It's the most easiest thing you'll ever find. There is basic identification and there is advanced identification. Which one should we learn first? No, forget absolute relative. All that is bullshit. They just try to confuse you. There's only one XPath, team. I'll tell you exactly how it works and why. This is where we need to unlearn team. Okay, let's start with basic. Thank you everyone. Now, basic is very simple team. The format for a XPath is this way. It looks like two forward slashes, HTML tag, open square brackets, at attribute name equals single quotes attribute value. That is it. End of square brackets. This is the simplest form of a HTML tag.
It will work everywhere.
It will work everywhere as long as you go and verify it back. Now, if you talk about this specific input field, let's take as an example. Looking at this format and what I've taught you so far, what is HTML tag, attribute name and attribute value, very carefully give an answer to me, please. Do not make a mistake. I will look at the correctness rather than the speed at which you reply back. Give me a complete XPath for this element. Will it work or not? It's different. All right, excellent. I've got all correct answers for my students. I'm very proud of you, team. Very proud. At least only one or two of you said, and I'm very happy of one individual who said, I don't know, and that's totally fine. Okay. Now, do you see the screen? This is the XPath. How did I do this? Very simple. Two forward slashes, that is standard. HTML tag is the first word after the less than symbol. I put that here. Open square brackets. Oops. At the rate. Take one attribute, put that value. This is also fair enough to identify elements. Am I sure about it? No. When can I be sure about it? When I actually put it in target and say find. Is it finding it? No. Why is it not finding? One of the simplest reasons is a single quote that we copy when we do it from Word or Notepad will be different. How are you aware of it? Now you are aware because I've taught you. And say fine. Now, my friend Satinder Pal, who's here right now, said there is absolute XPath and there is relative XPath, and it was confusing. And I'm saying there is absolute BS. Stop. Don't go there at all. Only learn what I'm teaching, team. It is more than enough. All right. Absolutely not. What is absolute XPath, relative XPath, CSS? It's just confusing. Stick to the fundamentals, basic, and I will explain to you. Now, when I put this information, now I say find. Did it find it? Perfect. Can I change this to something else? Yes. Let's say placeholder equals zip code. So I go here, change this attribute name, placeholder equals zip code. Will it find? Before I click on it, yes or no? Will it find it or no? Placeholder equals zip code. What do you think, team? Before I hit on find, will it find it? Will it work? Come on, guys. How can you say yes? You're putting my name wrong. Fine. What is happening? Why? You saw it. ZIP is in uppercase there. When you saw it, then how could you make that mistake, everyone? Everyone answered wrong. Even this is not working. See? Input placeholder equals zip code. Why? Placeholder. Why did I keep the H as uppercase? This is where being extra smart like I just did will never help. Even now it's not working. Input at placeholder equals zip code. Why? That is interesting. Audio is lost. Okay. I don't know what happened with my system. Yeah. Strength. I have this extender also. We can hear? Okay, cool. I think I'm back now. All right. Why is it not recognizing? This is a surprise for me. Even I am right now a little surprised as to why this is not working. There should be some reason, team. Maybe there is some other element with that same placeholder. But it will point to the first one. Input at placeholder equals zip code. Hmm. If it is not unique, team, what Selenium IDE does is it goes and identifies the first one. It doesn't worry if it found more than one and so on. Haha, I got it. So my human error. See, even I made a mistake. I know the answer, team, exactly. Now, I will really remember the name of the person who will answer me this. Bye. Yes, Romy, you're right. Who else? Yes, Babita, Kelly, Itisha, yeah, Banita, Dhruv, Sheetal, Imran, Shanti, no. All right. So this zip code C is uppercase. Now, I know the frustration of a beginning learner. When you're a started learner, you'll always get to, oh man, it's not working. Frustration will creep in. And what will happen next? I quit the learning is what will happen. And you go back to something else before this. Now, is it finding it? At least I'm not getting error. Is it blinking? No, I don't know. It's not blinking. I don't know why. Doesn't matter. At least it's finding it. Oops. Why is it not finding? I'll tell you what happened. I was refreshing the browser. So in the meanwhile, I went to find it. So it said it didn't find. Now it's finding it. It can find it. It's at least not throwing the error. All right. That is XPath. Write an XPath. One more XPath for me, please. For this one. Or let's do it for another element here. Search. Which element should we write an XPath? Okay, this element. Inspect element with Firebug. I'm gonna copy this and put it here. What's wrong? My system has got slow. It's like a now write the XPath for it. Last one before we move on. All right, team. So you all did it. Input at username at name equals username I used. You can also use ID. You can use anything, in fact, as long as it works, team. The beauty of element identification is as long as it works. If I can identify you using your first name, fair enough. If I can identify you using your last name, fair enough. Whatever works. Okay, that is the beauty of it. But at the same time, it's the simplicity that matters. Now, can you see it happening anywhere blinking? Now let's say fine. So I've increased. At least there's no error coming, team. To test it, the best way is a command type and try and put some blah 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 here. Okay, click and wait. I can just run this step if I'm not wrong. Execute this command. Let's see. Right click. Let's say execute this command. Did it execute, team? It didn't put anything here. I don't know why. Name equals username. It didn't put that. I don't know why it didn't put. And we'll definitely investigate that, team. Ideally, we have to go in a very structured manner. It did. Did it put here? No, it didn't. See? Execute command. It didn't put anything. So, new test case. Properties. Geico. Come on. Underscore TC 002. Here, let's quickly say open first and slash next. Type is the command, and here is the XPath for it. Find, looks like no error. I can confirm it here. It says it did, but it didn't actually do the whole thing. So now just two things. Let me run this. It'll open. See, it's not typed there. What if I say send keys? You know, whenever my IDE code does not work, right, I don't even care about it because my WebDriver code has to work. But this is not working. It's not correct. How do I know now? What do I do? Because it's not working. Oh, there's an error here. Log. Unexpected exception. Invalid element state form. Element is not currently interactable and may not be manipulated. So what I can do is first copy this, and I may just want to click on it first and then try and type. It still didn't do here. We have to definitely do it from our code. We'll figure out a way. Don't worry, team. Here, type. So if this is not working, what do I do, team? What's my approach then at that time? Very simple. Forget all this. Record. Yeah. Go to this website. And we'll click here, enter something, come here, enter password, click on login. These are the steps I'm performed. Let's see here. Type input so and so. See, type again. No. CSS. What? This is the first time I ever saw that XPath, which is not incorrect, was not working. I think this is the reason we need to do CSS. That's fine. Good opportunity for us to also learn XPath, CSS waiting. So we'll do that in tomorrow's session, not tomorrow. So team, do note, the session is not there tomorrow. We have it again on 30th and 31st. All right. Same time, that will be day 3 and day 4, but it will be on a different link altogether. You will need to join a different link for that. All right, everyone. And since those are the sessions only for our members, we'll be going directly there. Now, for any certified tester free trainees, anyone here from the team, from the group? Yes, cool. A lot of you are there. Thank you, Bhaskar. I get well soon. Okay, so here is the Anyot application team. I know a lot of issues were going on, but believe me, we're making a huge, significant amount of progress overall on the web and the back end. Okay, so we've come to an extent where all this has been fixed almost to the largest extent possible. All the errors, the test run, the execution, export was not being done. So now even that is being done, team. And test results is the only pending area which we will work on later. Now, what we did on the Eclipse on the main code is I'm just going to show you a quick UI, team. Okay, I'm still working on this. I'm learning using NetBeans. I'm learning Java Swing and JFrame. So here is the code. Here's the application. All that it will do is you'll enter the test run name, run by, run Excel, browse and select that file and put a timeout to it. So here, let's say only Excels it can select this one. So this is done. Just put a name 1, 2, 3, just random, and execute automation test. Right now just launches and it completes everything. But the actual program is an exe file, is a jar file, which will come as an executable thing. Once I click on this, to where is the one I downloaded? It'll take the information from, oops, this one, open. I hope I didn't change anything because I'm still playing around, team. And your core team is working on this. Is my screen freezing for anyone at your end? Because there's one individual called Khan who's saying that they're having an issue. So browsers launched. Screen is freezing for you, anyone? It is a southwest. There's a little delay. Okay. Looks like it's okay, teams. A lot of times it could be at your end as well. It could be my end as well. I don't know. But I would first check. So this is automated run that's happening, team, through Anyot. So all we did is, so it's basically a zero coding. We're launching this next week, team, in the conference, in the Selenium conference. Now it's trying to do it on IE, if it allows. So we did it on Chrome, and it automatically is now doing on IE. So this is the update for the Anyot Certified Tester free trainees who attended that 9 days program. So we are working very hard to get this live. So you can go ahead and start doing it. I will give you a new good link. And I made a 19 minutes video. Did everyone watch that? If not, you should, team. For those of you who have not, I'll just put it here. Definitely watch this, please. So for those of you who are planning for the certification, kindly ensure that you go and start implementing something out here. In the dev version, we're also coming up with version 3 right now. As soon as it is done, we'll inform you. I am so highly pumped up and motivated that I'm working like 16-17 hours every day. What audio is breaking? Voice is breaking a lot. Still breaking, team? Sorry about that. Let me know if it's still breaking or not. Not speaking much as well. Where is that? Tick, 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 tick. In your demo video. We'll try and walk through some of the features. It's a nice demo. It's nice in the sense it'll talk about Anyot for those of you who have a question. Now, for the Selenium training that we are doing, we will focus a little bit more on the web UI of Anyot to do the entry rather than on the Excel. Okay, so I will guide you from day 3 onwards. There's a lot that we're going to be doing from there, team. Primarily, that's all I wanted to do for today, and let's catch up again on Thursday then. Right, everyone? Now, as a takeaway, I'll have my team send you the videos on element identification. There's a couple of videos I want you to watch. Element identification videos for XPath and CSS. But do note, team, it's going out only to the confirmed members because we cannot handle or do it for everyone. All right. Thank you, everyone. Team, forget about Interact. Don't worry. Use it to test. All right. And I've told you, no one will help you with Interact Institute admin name. Guys, please do not ask for spoon feeding. You know it. I get so irritated because of it. You go create an institute for yourself, become the admin of that, register here as an institute, create your account and do it from there. How many days a week we will have this class? We'll have it at least 4 or 5 and 1.5 hours. And next week, team, while I'm at the conference, Manoj is going to be there with you and working on a project assigned. Okay, so you'll be working on a project next week, all of you team. Very simple one. It's not a complicated, but it'll be a great thing to do it. It should just check. It should have been done. If this is not working now, then definitely log in an email. I will talk to the team and mark me also please in it if the registration is not working. All right, team. Any questions? Anyone wants to speak anything? You can raise your hand. If you do, we can wind up in the next few minutes once we do that. I'm putting the hands down for now. If there's any question, you can put your hands up. Vidya Sagar, do you have a question for me?
Yeah, hi Karthik, how are you?
Good, thank you.
See, I am a member actually and I'm learning Selenium. So will I be getting links on a daily basis for the class which you are planning to take it?
No, you'll not get it.
So how is that will be available will be aware about the sessions that you are taking because I'm already a member.
So you tell me, how will you be aware?
See, I should be getting a mail, right?
Oh, all right. So no spoon feeding, guys. You'll get the link. Right now, everything is happening on this page, right? itlearn.com/selenium. Now, all the videos, everything, we'll put it, link it to this, and you can start watching. It'll be either here or go to the home page. You log in as your regular member. Give me a minute, please. Still navigating. So everything will be there on the website and you'll get a link where it will be hosted, everything you'll get. But all I'm saying is don't think that we will send a link every day, please. That's not going to happen. Okay. Once you log in, it will be on the same link. You'll continue to have access. So just go to Selenium Training Online here and the latest videos will be here. Will be starting to be placed here. All video pages. It should come up here, team. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome. Okay, Hitesh, you have a question for me? Hitesh, do you have a question for me? No
Hi
idea.
Karthik, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Hi, so I missed demo 1 and demo 2, pretty much half of it, and I'm starting a regular session as JPAC 2. Do I need to be aware of demo 1 and demo 2 before I go for regular session of Selenium?
There's no demo 1 and demo 2. There's only Selenium Basic and Advanced Level Training Day 1 that you should watch for sure. The earlier one was more of an orientation session, the one I did last week. It's not really a subject. So this is the link for you for yesterday's session. Today's session, once we're done with the class, we'll upload it onto YouTube and you'll find it on the channel. You'll also get a link.
Okay. So, and I know one gentleman asked about the everyday link, but as for a live student who wants joining in live, they will get an intimation of email that the webinar link.
So right now, for example, whenever this webinar is happening, this is for the demo sessions, the links will automatically go as a reminder from GoToWebinar. Right now, there are 3,000.
Exactly. Okay.
It comes to you, but it will be the same link every day. So if I were you and I registered for the session, I will get a link, attendee.join so and so. I'll keep that email handy somewhere.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
It will not change. That URL is yours for you. So if you give that URL to someone else, anyone can log in, only one person. So you'll get logged out.
Okay.
That is your main thing. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
To attend the live, yes, that will be the one. But now it will be on the new one. So Selenium live training paid sessions, this is there, right? It will happen there. So we'll be adding everyone into it. Okay, and this will be actually from 30.
Okay.
So this I'll have Ashna to change this. All right. Anything else, team? Any other questions, anyone? Can we use Firebug to find XPath? Yes, you can use. I will show it to you in the next class, but don't rely on it, team. Because what it will do is that is where the absolute and relative things will come in place. For example, yeah, I right click here and I say inspect element with Firebug. In Firebug, I right. Can I have everyone muted back? 1 second. Mute. Okay. Muted all. Abhinay, I unmuted you. But one second. Right click here and say copy XPath. It will generate something. But usually it is the position of it compared to the other element, and a lot of times it is problematic. So you need to generate the correct XPath. That is what is needed. Yes, you have a question for me, please? Abhinaya?
Yeah. Hello, Karthik. I'm not able to find the videos, the fast track videos and the recorded videos on the home page. I mean, where exactly they are.
I just showed you. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yes.
The online courses, go to online courses and search for Selenium in this.
Right.
Selenium on training online. You find all the fast track, total videos, all the old batches, everything here.
Okay, so these are the list of the videos. These are the videos that I have to go through, the recorded videos.
No. Okay. Team, do not go through anything. Just follow what I'm doing if you're attending live in this training, or take my inputs. Don't do anything else for now. Okay. Once we keep going through things, I will tell you what you can do. For now, do not be in a hurry to try and watch too much content, because you will get absolutely confused. So please focus with me and ensure that you do exactly what I say. Do not overdo it as of now. All right? Fair enough? And if you have a question, please put your hand up again. Sushmita, do you have a question for me? Okay, so this is there, this is there. Anyone from IT Learn team, staff? No, no one's there, I think. Okay. Sushmita, I can't hear you just in case you're trying to talk. The project we are going to work on as part of this training is different from live project? Yes. So these are more of training projects. The live project will be a much more advanced one, but these training projects will help you to get geared up very quickly. All right, Sushmita? Lot of sound issues. Please fix it before next session. So team, let me ask everyone, did you all find a lot of sound issues at my end in today's session? Then I'll just dial through the phone from next time. Sorry about that, team. And please, when you see an issue, right, speak out, because you need absolute good quality, and we don't have this. I was breaking off many times. Sure, team. Thank you for the feedback. I'll ensure that I'll only dial into the phone going forward. Okay. All right, everyone. Take care. We'll see you back on day 3, day of tomorrow, and we'll take it forward from there. Thanks, everyone. Bye now. Good night. Good day. Bye all.